Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I wanted to talk with you a little bit about how to cover up your dark circles. Now, covering up your dark circles is a little bit different than covering up redness or discoloration from a breakout or hyperpigmentation. Dark circles are caused by two different factors, either excess pigment in the skin, which is usually a hereditary or a hormonal type thing. A lot of women get that when they are pregnant, or other types of discoloration on their face from hormones when they're pregnant. Middle Eastern women have a lot of darkness around their eyes, and that's pigmentation, and that is color made by the skin, just like a freckle, just like a suntan. So those need to be covered up a little bit differently than other types of dark circles, which are the bluish purplish ones. Those ones are actually caused by the capillaries in the skin underneath your eyes leaking out little bits of unoxygenated blood. Now those are blue and purple tinted because they're coming from the capillaries from your veins. So they're unoxygenated, they don't have any oxygen in them, so it hasn't turned the blood red yet. So that's why you get that bluish purplish kind of tint there. And it requires a different type of skincare to rectify the situation. So skincare products with brightening agents in it, vitamin C, hydroquinone, those type of things are going to target pigmentation and aren't going to do anything for your purple or blue under eye circles. So you need to look for an eye cream that has caffeine, vitamin K in it to help flush out the excess blood leakage under there and strengthen capillary walls so it doesn't happen again. But in the meantime, you do need to conceal it, and that does take a little bit of color correction first. Just slathering on a ton of concealer isn't really going to do it. It's going to kind of give you this cakey look instead of a more concealed, even type look. So now I'm just going to kind of talk with you a little bit about the different types of concealers that you can find out there and their colors and what those are going to do and how that relates to your under eye circles. So this is a little palette by Jemma, and you can see that there are different colors in it. You can see that there's a yellow one, a green one, this pinky kind of color, and then more of like a flesh tone. These really aren't going to work too well for your under eye circles. Now, yellow, a lot of people will say to do yellow for under eye circles if you have purplish dark circles, that'll work. Purple and yellow are opposites on the color wheel, so putting the two of them together are going to neutralize. So yellow will work only if you have very purplish under eye circles. Then there's this kind of pinky highlighting kind of one. Pinky concealers aren't really good for under eye circles because they're typically blue or purple, and pink is too close to that on the color wheel. So they're actually going to kind of emphasize that. You would want to do a pinky one if you have discoloration that's more brown. That's going to draw light and brighten up that area, but it's not really going to do much if you have purple or blue discoloration. Then there's this green one here. Green is if you have redness. So if you have broken capillaries, a breakout, those kinds of things, that's what a green concealer is going to be for. So those aren't really going to work very well for you for under eyes. You want to use something that is more peach based or more orange based. You don't want to use something obviously that's going to be straight orange, but you want to use something like this, which is a real peachy, orangey kind of color. Now this is the Eve Pearl Concealer Trio, and it has her salmon concealer, which she is super famous for, and then a lighter and a more medium tone concealer. And now, as fair as I am, this looks like it's going to be super dark, but it's actually the right colors for me because I'm going to start off with this deep salmon color. Blue and orange are opposites on the color wheel, so they're going to work to counteract and neutralize each other. So by using a salmon-based concealer, you're actually going to neutralize the blue tones and neutralize the skin, and then put your regular concealer and foundation powder or whatever over it, and it's just going to look like your skin. That blue color isn't going to come through. You just want to make sure that you're doing it very, very sparingly. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take a little bit with my fingertip here, and I'm going to apply it to my under eye circle. And even though this color looks like it would be so dark for me, you can see that it's really not, because I'm just applying it really, really sparingly, and that's just to neutralize those blue tints to it. Now, like I said, if you have really purple tinted ones, you can use a more yellow based one, but you have to make sure that you have more yellow tones to your skin. I find that the yellow concealers can be a little bit trickier to kind of blend in. So now that I have my neutralizer on, you can already see what a huge difference it's made. I'm actually going to take the darker of the two concealers here. And this stuff is like really super, super creamy. So I'm just patting it over the top with my ring finger. Okay, so I've taken this darker color here, and I have applied it on the inside portion here on that eye. So I'm going to do the same thing here, focusing the color along the line where that dark circle is. I don't need to get it all up underneath my lash line here. I don't need to take it all the way out here. I really just need a little bit of it right here. And then you can see what a huge difference that's already made. Apply just a little bit more here. And now when I apply my foundation over the top of it, I really only need to get my foundation kind of right up into that line. But when I'm really concealing dark circles, I like to put my concealer on first, because I'm going to use that neutralizing shade. And then I'm going to put my concealer over the top of it. And then I want it to kind of sit there for a few minutes and heat up. It's going to start to break down a little bit of the concealer and emulsify it just a little bit of it. So I want it to make any movements that it's going to make now before I go ahead and apply my foundation. So that way when I am applying my foundation, I can blend a little bit of the foundation just over the top of it, and I don't have to worry about it settling later on. So the next step is going to be to take a fluffy dome-shaped brush, and this is actually an eyeshadow brush. This is by Real Techniques, and it is the domed shadow brush. And I'm just going to take it and I'm just going to feather out the edge here. Now if I wanted to just wear a little bit of powder for the rest of the day and not go on with a whole full face of foundation, this is nice and blended right now. It neutralized the blue, it covered up, and it matches my skin tone, and then the edges are blended off really softly. The last step is going to be to put my foundation over the top, or to put my powder over the top. That concludes my video on how to conceal your under eyes. I hope it was useful for you. Thank you very much for watching, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. I'll see you next time.